Okay, so I am coming back to you with my other getrag. This is the case that's been modified because this guy was actually broken on the inside originally, and I had a good friend that's a machinist, machine the case. His name's Jeremy. Works for HBR Competition Motors here in Las Vegas. Fantastic job on the machining work that he did. So, coming back, the spacers get removed, and when you go to put the case on, with the whole gear set still in the jig, you just basically you want to leave these bearings out because these bearings are going to get pressed into the case. So, yeah, so that's where that's at. The bearings are going to get pressed in until this snap ring hits the groove, and that's what's going to put this all back together. So, just letting you know, this will not go back together if the bearings are in here, and you're going to fight it if you try. So, just leave those bearings out. Sorry about that. Get the case all set up. You'll know because you'll have these dowels right here, and you'll feel it slot in with all the shafts are in line perfectly. You'll feel it because it will sit flush. If it doesn't sit flush, you're still held up. So there's that. But yeah, all I got to do is press these bearings in, and I should be good. I don't know if this is where that guy messed up originally. Maybe he pressed the bearing thinking he was going to press it in too far. I don't know. Like I said, it's just how I got the transmission. But yeah, so I'm going to fix this, and we should be good to go. Just going to press them in and yeehaw. Alright, so to give you guys the heads up, the collar piece that was used for synchros and the getting the input shaft out, he fits perfectly over the bearing, and I'm just using him to press him in. All I got to do is make sure that I go far enough for that snap ring to sit on the edge, and I'm just going to do it slowly, take it back, make sure, because after seeing a crack on the other side, for all I know, the guy pressed it when he was pressing the bearing in. Maybe he was like, oh, I don't know if I'm far enough. I just don't know. I'm just, coming up with theories on this one. But if you overpress it, I'm pretty sure that would definitely crack that edge. So I'm just going to do this slowly. I'm in no hurry. If all goes well, you will know very shortly. I might want to do it, since I started him, I'll probably swap over to this, go back, swap over, see if that makes a difference. So stay tuned. Okay, well, I got her all set up, and cool thing is you can actually see right in here we are that far away. This is why you have to have these blocks, because that takes up the space, and that assembly is going to get put right in there. So let's go ahead and just press her on out. Whew. Making some noises. What's she going? Oh man, so awesome. It's actually going, guys. Alright, well, I'm gonna mess with this, and I'll get back to y'all. Okay, well, I heard the shafts hit after pressing, and as you can see in here, we now see gaps. So this case should just be able to get lifted up. So I'm going to do that and see if we can get a good picture of the gear assembly chilling on the press. So see, please tell me you stay. And just like that, I was able just to lift the case right off the gear assembly, and the gear assembly is now chilling in my tray. Man, this is so cool. So glad that this worked. Yeah, this is awesome. I haven't made it to getting the case back together due to what happened, so I don't know if I need these spacers when I go to press it together. We will find out if that is the case. This is awesome. This is definitely what they would be doing in I wouldn't say a trans shop, but like basically This jig right here, just like, oh, here's the gear assembly. Okay, guys, take the gear assembly and take it apart. It's like, this made life so easy. But yeah, I'm gonna go through and just inspect everything, take it apart, get my shift collar I need. So the cool thing is that's set up. This is what was broken. This is what broke on mine. See if we can get a picture of this. Man, you can kind of see it right there. So now it's just all, well, yeah. It's dirty for me leaving it out, but the thing is, this thing's broken. It's not going back in the trans. But this guy right here is bent. The only reason why I didn't take it out the rest of the way is because I don't want to lose my my springs and check balls. So, thing is, I am just going to tear that one down and just take that whole assembly, and we should be fine. Honestly, it should have the same count. It's pretty much the same design exact, so I don't see any differences. The gearing's apparently different. It's a 284, not a 282. Or, well, that's kind of the trans code, but no, it's the overall final drive. All the gearing is pretty close to each other. It's yeah. Trying to see if I can find any differences, and not really. Well, actually, I think that's a difference right there. Let me get a light. I don't want to make this too long of a video, as trying to upload it's going to be nuts already, because I'm going in detail. Yeah. So that is one thing that they did on this that is another difference. So first and second gear are carbon synchroed, just like the rest of them. On the Fiero one, first and second is brass, and the rest are all 3, 4, and 5 are carbon synchroed. But not on this one. This one's like, no, let's just do carbon synchros all the way around. So that's a cool benefit. That's definitely another upgrade versus the backplate upgrade. Instead of using plastic shims, they got the brass ones riveted into the backing plate, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, you know, I'm happy I'm actually taking apart these and seeing some upgrades that have been done over time. I have not seen any 5-speed videos. The guy that posted his video of taking apart the detent, I don't know what he was doing inside, but that was it. They never went in detailed of actually doing gear sets and synchros, so, or even bearings. I don't know if he just ran into an issue like me of where I got a later one and just wanted to change out the spline gear on the diff so I could run my factory sensor. That's a possibility. So I'm going to end the video here, and I think this is probably as far as I'm going to go. I don't know if I'm going to take apart the input shaft for you guys to get this dude. That's the guy I need right there. If you do, he's going to be the catcher. So you'll use this and that. Just make sure you get the snap ring off. This guy right here. Why am I showing over there? So if you do remove it, just make sure you remove that ring there. And then you're going to use this guy to have the gear sit on. And then you're going to press the input shaft into here. Just fill this with like some foam or something, just so the input shaft doesn't smash down into there. I did that and I kind of regret that. So that's that, taking him apart. Another thing, mine is a 12-ton press, and the shop manual says you should have 15 or above. So basically, if you have like a 20-ton press, that's cool. The only reason why I'm saying that is because when I took snap ring off, I wasn't sure what the heck was going on, but I could not, no matter how much I pressed, I thought I was going to break something, and that wasn't the case. I just had to use a cheater bar on mine to finally get him free, but that's because my press is only a 12-ton press. If you have a 15 or a 20, you probably won't have to give it your all force trying to get him pressed out. Be mindful, there is needle bearings. That's another thing. So basically when you take all of this off, the whole gear assembly, you're going to have these 2-piece needle bearings in there. And so just be mindful of that. If you do take it apart, lube up the needle bearings with some assembly lube. Put the gear set back together. You'll be fine. I don't know if there's anything else I can really explain to you guys. You know, I'm pretty happy with this jig. Alright, let me end the video here, and if I run into any other detailed stuff that might be of interest, then I'll do that. I'll show you some other stuff, like the shift lock detent, that square cylinder piece. Yeah, that's probably another thing I should probably show you. So, let me get this all apart. Stay tuned. Okay, so I decided to rotate the gear assembly the other way. This way I can get better visual of the shafts. Let's turn on a light. Let me just put that right about there. Okay, so here, this is how all these should sit in here. That's how you know you're neutral, because all these guys with the big gap here. Now, the reason why I'm actually, so the big gap here, that would explain that, hey, all of them are in the pretty much neutral position. This guy just chills on the jig, apparently. He doesn't go in any of the couplings like those do. Now, the cool thing is, why I'm actually over here, is because this happened to me before I didn't own this jig. And I was walking the gear assembly out using a 9/16 socket with a piece of wood. Alright, so right here, this is your reverse. If I pull this way, like I'm about to do, alright, what we're looking at is that guy right there. That dude is your shift lockout, and he's basically your detent for that. So the reason why I'm showing this is because I just want to show you the orientation in case this happens to you. If it falls out or something, you have this beveled edge here. So that would be the rotation that he goes. Lines up with that, because this guy will slide off. He'll fall out too. So that goes like that. You then have this guy for the, fork setup that's going to go in between there. But yeah, just wanted to show you that, hey, this is the orientation. There's an arrow pointing right there. So he slides in, that dude slides there. And yeah, so you'll have this little bevel edge in that arm. That's where the little ball will go. That's it. You just keep him right there. So yeah, I'm really just doing it detailed for me, but anyone else out there that has the guts to take one of these apart and wants to go through things, here you go. I'm trying to help you people out, because this is helping me out, and I don't understand why. Well, I can totally understand why, but there's just no good videos or write-ups on this stuff out there. You can find it for the 4-speed, and the 4-speed's cool because you don't have to deal with any of this stuff. You literally split the case, and the gear assembly is just shimmed into the bearings. That's it. You just make sure it's all shimmed properly when you put it back together, and that's the 4-speed. But sadly, if there's anyone out there who wants to go in on synchros, Synchrotech told me that they need at least 200 people with money down for them to craft the synchros for the 4-speed, the M17s. I'm down if anyone else out there is down, so just let me know if you're all down, because we'll all get together, and I'll message Synchrotech, see what they say. But I don't know what the buy-in would be. I just know that they told me I at least need 200 people. So if you guys have a 4-speed Fiero out there that you're willing to want to keep your 4-speed, that would be the way to go. Otherwise, just gonna have to move on to this. Or I think even the F23s are this way. Don't quote me on that. I haven't torn one of those apart. There's a lot of differences with those. But yeah, or even the F40s. But I'm going to end this right here, and stay tuned.